Hey guys, great to see you finally in person, and we look forward to see you performing live here, and I believe it will be here your first time in Dundalk, Toales, and maybe in Ireland, as well as playing your newest single, Dionysus of Divine, here in Ireland, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Amazing!
Yeah.
So, a lot of firsts, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And before we dive into your newest single, Dionysus of the Vine, let's talk about Koma in general. What makes your sound so unique?
Well, Koma take elements of melodic metalcore, and we add vocal arrangements that other bands maybe wouldn't use. So we tend to lean into my background as a kind of blues rock singer.
Nice.
We make a kind of a melodic, more of a melodic sound, we think, anyway.
And that's where metal all started from, melodic blues, right?
Exactly.
Jimi Hendrix.
Exactly.
So sort of like coming full circle a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Nice. And now, anything to add to this unique sound?
No, I think it's. I think we're very lucky that we've got members who are all into a range of different styles. You know, for example, our other guitarist Jay is usually into theme theatre and technical metal like that. You know, Niall's much more into sort of rock, really,
rock
I think.
And blues and
rock and blues, and then Ellis, our drummer, is actually a punk drummer. And he moved over from Sheffield a couple of years ago. And before he left Sheffield, he's a punk band called Dundalk, I believe. So he brings that sort of energy that with the single kick and everything that maybe makes us a little unique as well.
Great. So we have now an idea who Koma is. Can you introduce yourself and the role in the band?
Sure. I'm Niall. I sing all the clean vocals.
I'm James. I play guitar and I do the backing vocals as well.
Nice. 2 jobs you have, basically.
2 jobs as well, yeah.
James got many jobs in the band, and those are the public jobs.
I think he's the front person as well. When we spoke about the gig in Toales, I think.
Well, I'm the one who knows how to use Instagram anyway.
He's our secretary.
Niall, I saw that Niall likes everything that we post. So Niall,
yeah, that's my job, just going on social media and liking everything.
Right? So you make yourself present, and
absolutely,
you make yourself friendly as well.
Absolutely, that's it, exactly.
Great. So your band, what I read from the press kit, you said you had gone through 4 years hiatus, and now you're back with a new single, Dionysus of the Vine. So I'm wondering, what different approach did you take of this single and being continuous as a band?
Well, I suppose we, like many bands, we faced some challenges due to the pandemic. We originally started the band probably in about summer 2019. And we released a single, and we played some gigs, and then the whole thing was shut down, and then for sort of a range of reasons, some members had to move on. So effectively, the lineup, Ellis and I are the only members still remaining from the original lineup. So
So Niall is brand new.
I joined sort of last.
Yeah, I've been with you a year and a half, maybe.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we've actually released 3 singles. So Dionysus and the Vine's our third single of the second version of Koma, and we've also released a song called Betrayed, which was our sort of first release, and then we also released Dichotomy, which is actually playing in the background right now.
Great.
So yeah, different style experimenting. We're very lucky we have a great producer, Josh Robinson, who's the face of JSR Audio.
Yeah, I think he works with many bands like Niall as well. I've heard.
He's central to the sound as well, so we're very lucky there.
Yeah, and he has like a modern approach, like
it's the modern approach. Yeah, so a lot of the metal you're going to listen to from Ireland, especially Northern Ireland, Josh really is the centre of that. So a lot of bands owe a lot about their sound to his expertise, and he's also an amazing musician with an amazing ear. So if anyone needs He does a production service and a co-writing service, so if anyone needs that, we would highly recommend that because he's just a great musician and a great producer.
Amazing. And then I'm wondering, when I was listening to Dionysus of the Fine, if I read correctly, it's about Greek mythology, about to the birthday of divine corruption, and so on. So I'm wondering, what attracted you so much to Greek mythology?
At the time, lyrically, at the time, I was reading a lot about Greek mythology. I think just the stories are cool. I think the insight into how the ancient people viewed their gods and in turn viewed themselves and viewed the world was a really interesting thing. And then what happens with Koma is we have a list of ideas that are in the background, concepts that may be worked on in the future, a little bit like Humanity Check have their kind of concept single with Built to Kill. Exactly, right?
Built to Kill.
We have a bunch of concepts, and so I thought we wanted to write a song about Greek mythology, and we picked Dionysus because I think that's the god that I kind of really identified with. He was, the god of wine and partying and theatre and self-expression and fun, but he's also a reminder really that the story of Dionysus is that those things are really necessary for us to be human beings. If we ignore those things inside of us, we're all doomed. You have to let off steam, you have to party, and these are things in all of us that we need,
Great.
That's it.
And I love the topic as I am very into Greek mythology. I think it greatly reflects like human life, and it's super interesting, all Greek mythology and strategy basically.
Exactly. I thought it was, when I started reading about it, I thought, on first read, you think, these are just stories, but you realise, these are stories of an ancient people thinking about themselves and thinking about the world around them, and I thought that insight was really cool.
And for you, James, what is it that...
Yeah, I mean, so the concept came really from Niall, and I think the imagery is really cool as well. It's sort of this very classical imagery of colonnades and marble, and it's something that's very familiar to us. And I actually love how, I'm sure you've seen the artwork for the single as well. I absolutely love how that came out. We've been working with a guy in Belfast called Adam Brown. So he's a tattoo artist and works under the name Dead Flesh Tattoos. But he really sort of brought that concept to life as well from a very bad sketch. But I think we drew into this amazing.
So it was like a 4-year-old sketch.
Exactly.
That's
Here you go.
That's probably generous. But so I mean that's where the concept came from, and the music was sort of, as is the way we sort of write our music separately, and then let Niall sort of have at it with the concept and the vocals. So, I mean, most of the songs are actually written by Fling, our bassist, and then we sort of all added sections, and that's how we came up with the single.
Nice, and I'm wondering then the next songs, because you release singles, so it won't be an album, I suppose, but will it be exploring gods of Greek stories or something entirely else?
No, not necessarily. I think Dionysus was just one thing we identified with as really interesting, but we have a list of concepts that we're going to work through.
So what's the next one?
Exactly, what's the next one? I suppose the next one may be Paradox, or
I think Even to Live.
Even to Live, yeah, exactly. We have a song called Even to Live is an Act of Courage. It's about mental health and the struggles of daily life, and how people go through ill health and bad health and come through the other side, and there's redemption at the end kind of thing. So everyone will understand that topic. Everyone knows someone or has been through something themselves. So I think that's a universal topic.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
So we have talked some serious stuff about Koma. So let's now do something random.
Go.
What's the best lie you have ever told anyone without finding out?
Best lie I've ever told anyone without finding out. I don't want to release too many skeletons from the closet here. Wow.
James.
I've got nothing.
You are always honest.
James never lies.
I know, well, I'm not allowed to. Given that I'm a solicitor, I'm not allowed to lie.
Of course.
You're just in the maze of the law.
Exactly.
That's it. I'm trying to think of a lie that I've told that's been funny or interesting. I am so sorry. I can't think of anything.
You want to be metalcore fan?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
And that's all worked out in the end.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. No, I suppose you try to be honest in your daily life. I suppose but I can't think of anything funny. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Maybe something tragic
I'll leave it with me. I'll mill it around in the back of my brain,
and then you forget it along the way.
Yeah.
So we have talked a bit about Dionysus of the Vine. I'm very curious about the focus. So was there before James anyone else who did the focus in Koma?
Yeah, we had a singer back in sort of the first iteration that I mentioned, but unfortunately, just due to different commitments during and after the pandemic, that didn't work out. So I think we were searching for the right person, and I remember Niall put up an ad because Niall, I think you've been in because you ended up winning the band called Toales.
Yeah.
Which is a rock band.
Yeah.
I think you just put up an ad sort of saying that you were a singer looking for a new challenge.
Yeah.
And we got Niall along for an audition, and we sent him a couple of demos without vocals, and they arrived and he had basically 2 full songs with full vocal arrangements. And I was very pleased because it meant I didn't have to do the lead scream vocals, and I could just take the backing vocals role, which I think suits me better while also playing guitar.
Nice. And how do you think that Niall embodies the new Koma? How do you think Niall brings out Koma?
I think it's absolutely central to who we are as a band. I think I don't think we would be Koma without that. He has contributed sort of immensely to the to the arrangements of the songs, to the concepts of the songs. And I think it's a really unique, he's got a really unique voice and style that I don't think is seen actually
and
in a lot of sort of bands, certainly in Belfast and also in Ireland further afield, which I think sort of really adds something to our sound, which I'm very grateful to have him in the band.
Thank you.
And that's what I wanted to ask Niall, because I was listening to Dionysus and Vine. Don't get me wrong, I love your voice and so on, but I'm curious because it reminds me a bit of Ozzy Osbourne's Scream, where samples, double voices were layered. So I'm just curious, did you use that, or is it your own voice?
Yeah, so in everything in Koma in the studio, there's multi-tracking and layers of harmonies and there's 2 approaches, right? There's one, it's like, do we want to hear a harmony here, or do we want to hear a gang or something like that, and we'll make harmonies a feature. But in most of Koma's stuff, there are harmonies sitting in the background that are just layers that you're not necessarily going to say, oh, there's a harmony. We're not like Queen or something like that. But you can hear a layer to hear, there's maybe something else happening there. So we have to really give this to JSR, because a lot of those things are his ideas to say, we need something else here or in this part. So while James and I would write vocal arrangements at home and demo them and send them to Josh, it's Josh who really brings that out in studio and guides us.
So he pimps your music.
100%, absolutely. We really have to give it to him.
And how does it work live? Because you don't have just pimping up your music.
Exactly. So you just have to do more work. So live, you just have to sing a little more elaborately, a little more complex, so that there's just more variety for the audience to hear. We still have the clean vocals and James and Flynn doing backing vocals, which are growls, but live you get away with it because all the sonic space is filled in a live room.
And drunk people.
Exactly. And if you can get the crowd to sing as well, then they take some of the work too.
Yeah. Or they sing false and then they are not curious enough to say anything about you, because you could say you are the one singing badly.
Exactly.
So great. So we have this gig tonight where you support Build to Kill, Humanity, newest single. Yep. So what's next after this gig?
Well, I think we're probably going to be re-entering the studio very soon and recording a couple of singles with a view to releasing probably an EP in the near future. So yeah, that's the plan. We've had a busy few weeks of gigs already. We played Fibber McGee's in Dublin 3 weeks ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And then last night we were actually supporting Rosenbridge and Where Oceans Burn in the hotel in Belfast, which was a brilliant gig, which we absolutely loved playing as well. So we've had a great time playing live recently, and we're looking forward to getting back in the studio with Josh.
Nice. So hopefully, when you play live, you will have new material.
Exactly.
Humanity Check is as well doing new material.
Exactly,
so who knows? You might join the next gig.
Absolutely. It's been a great honour to be asked to play with Humanity Check. So we look forward to future gigs.
You have heard before?
Absolutely. Yeah, we had it on in the car, so really enjoying it. I thought about
the music video as well.
The music video was really cool.
Yeah, I worked on it live, and as well, Golden Dragon photo or a photographer who is somewhere in the back.
Very cool.
We worked on this video, and this was a great process where we were just filming in a shed, basically.
Of course,
I think it was really good, really professional, so I really enjoyed it.
I love the artwork as well. It's like this big Terminator thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So you know who is the artwork?
Was involved with
Animated Ghost and things like that. What's his name?
Costin Sorano.
That's the one.
Yeah, so that's the artwork Costin. So yeah, you are just being here with legends.
That's exactly.
How fast it can go with a band with great song, with great musicians.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Oh, here, I thought of a funny line. Back when I was in my first band, back when I was 18, 19, and we did like a good bit of touring and would meet like, like a professional bands, and a lie I used to tell them would be that I was also a professional musician. So if you talk to someone and say, oh, you're in Ash or whatever, and it's like, oh, like I really like your stuff, and he said, oh, what band are you in? I would say, I'm in this band, and he goes, oh, what do you got next? We go, oh, yeah, a tour coming up and an album and things like that. But
now you're in a real band, so you were just predicting.
As you grow up, you realise you don't need to tell those lies and you just be yourself.
So thank you so much, guys, James and Neil, for this interview, as well as spreading the word, being part of this Build to Kill lounge. And for those who are missing out on Koma, keep an eye on the Metal Galaxy promotion and our new channels, as more Koma is to come, gig-wise, but as well maybe music-wise. There will be soon so. And yeah, thank you so much, and we look forward to the new material, as it's great modern metal, basically. So
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Enjoy the gig.
Thank you.
Thank you.